Okay, so we'll hear him from outside instead. Right. Good evening, early birds, or good afternoon, actually. Maybe it's good evening where you are. We'll be on in a half a minute. Ay, ay, ay. No, that's her. I thought it was the door. It's your phone making noise, right? That's all right. We thought it was the door. If he's driving, he can't answer. No, don't. It's dangerous. He's in traffic. That's where he is. Mark. Good afternoon. This is the Tibet Center, Kunchap Tarduling, a Tibetan Buddhist meditation and study center located in New York City and northern New Jersey, under the direction of His Eminence Chobje Ling Rinpoche and also under the direction of Rato Kensur Thupten Lundap, also known as Geshe Nikki Vreeland. And this is our bi-weekly presentation of the White Tara Sadhana, Meditation for Health and Long Life. If there's anyone for whom you wish us to pray for who is ill, put their names in the chat box or the comment box or whatever. Don't wait till the end because there's a delay anyway. All the prayers that we say are on the Tibet Center website. If there's any problem with the picture or the sound, let me know by text and let Darren Smith know. Don't call me because it knocks the picture off the screen and I can't see if I'm going out or not. Anyway, big deal. So we'll start. The whole program will be 4 different sets of prayers. First, the prayer for a swift return of Rato Chungla Rinpoche, then the Sadhana of the White Tara, and then prayer for the flourishing of Tsongkhapa's teachings, and then crown ornament for the wise person. About 45 minutes the whole thing will take. Welcome. Come on in. Relax. No, relax. You need a ladies' room. It's over there down the hall.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Parked here on the street.
As long as it's not by the curb. Housekeeping.
For it.
Yeah, be 50 feet from the stop sign.
Okay, good.
Then you're legal, yeah. All right, we'll start. Prayer for the swift return. Exalted wisdom of all victors gathered in a drop, sole refuge manifest in the form of the one wearing saffron robes, Guru Luzang Tubuang Dorje Chang. Please bear witness here today that our prayers may be fulfilled. We beseech the great torch of doctrine, accomplishing from long ago the vast waves of aspirational prayers, Lord of speech of the Victor Luzang's teachings, spreading them to the ends of the earth by means of explanation and practice. Though holding the commitment, I will invite all beings to be my guest in unsurpassed great awakening. Yet you have withdrawn the activities of the form body that serves the welfare of others. Is that worthy of the supreme among beings, the Bodhisattvas? Though impossible for you till cyclic existence's end, to abandon your commitment to liberate all beings, we beseech the new son of Nirmanakaya to swiftly return from the realm of Dharmakaya, brought forth by Bodhicitta drawn by 7 steeds. Having reached the far limits of scholarship, religious life, and goodness, please come swiftly as an unrivaled supreme emanation, full holder of the sage's teachings and wish-fulfilling jewel, return as the glory of Luzang Tempe. Magnificent truth of the 3 precious jewels, Mahakala, Karmayama, Srimata Devi, and the ocean of Dharma protectors, may you spontaneously fulfill our wish, the swift blossoming of the reincarnation's fresh moon-like face. So for those of you who are just tuning in, this is the White Tara Sadhana. This is an emanation of the Buddha in female form. This is a Buddha Tara, sometimes called Goddess Tara, a specialist in long life, in getting things done quickly, etc. In this course of this thing, we will be imagining ourselves as Tara. Why? Because we have the Buddha nature in us, and all of us will become Buddhas. So we're borrowing from that. And no interest. So just follow along. The thing is explanatory to some extent, and don't be freaked out by the terms. Some of the terms are not like don't have the meaning that carries in ordinary life. So a specific technical meaning, but not a big deal. So here we go. In the space in front of myself appears a 4-petaled white lotus flower. In its center sits White Tara, an emanation of my root guru, who initiated me into White Tara. The center front petal represents all the gurus, the left all the Buddhas, the right the Sangha, and the back the Dharma in the form of books. I and all beings, limitless as the sky, from this day until enlightenment, take refuge in the glorious holy gurus, in the perfect Buddhas, in the sacred Dharma, in the exalted Sangha, and in the assembly of deities surrounding noble White Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. I and all beings, limitless as the sky, From this day until enlightenment, take refuge in the glorious holy gurus, in the perfect Buddhas, in the sacred Dharma, in the exalted Sangha, and in the assembly of deities surrounding noble white Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. I and all beings limitless as the sky, from this day until enlightenment, take refuge in the glorious holy gurus, in the perfect Buddhas, in the sacred Dharma, in the exalted Sangha, and in the assembly of deities surrounding noble white Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. I prostrate and take refuge in the Guru and the Three Jewels. I pray for your blessing. In order to attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of beings, I undertake the meditation and recitation of noble white Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. I prostrate and take refuge in the Guru and the Three Jewels. I pray for your blessing. In order to attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of beings, I undertake the meditation and recitation of noble white Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. I prostrate and take refuge in the Guru and the Three Jewels. I pray for your blessing. In order to attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of beings, I undertake the meditation and recitation of noble white Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel. Now dissolve the objects of refuge into white Tara, as self dissolves as white light into your central channel, becoming of one taste, and you yourself arise as white Tara adorned with the three letters Om, Ah, Hum, and inside the Hum is Tam. Om Vajram Rita Kandali Hana Hana Hum Fet. Om Swabhava Shuddha Savada, Swabhava Shuddha Ham. Everything becomes empty. From within emptiness arises Om, from which arises a spacious and vast Torma vessel formed of gems. Within the vessel, the Om melts into light and becomes celestial substances, drinking water, bathing water, flowers, incense, light, perfumed water, food and music, luminous and unobstructed, vast as the sky. Tam, my heart sends out terrifying deities which purify the offerings from the demons of attachment to self-existence of the offerings, misconception, and wrong view, and having dispelled the demons, the deities reabsorb back into my heart. Om Agama Hum, Om Padyam Ahum, Om Pushpe Ahum, Om Dupe Ahum, Om Aloke Ahum, Om Gande Ahum, Om Navidya Ahum, Om Shabda Ahum. In an instant, I reappear as a luminous white noble one. From the Tam in my heart, lights radiate, invoking Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel, from the Potala, and also invoking multitudes of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They appear in the sky before me. The lights then dissolve back into my heart. With the crown of their heads, Devas and Asuras bow to touch your lotus feet. To she who saves from all misfortune, to liberating Mother, I prostrate and give praise. Om Aryatare Sapare Wade Argam Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapare Wade Padyam Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapare Wade Pushpe Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapare Wade Dupe Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapare Wade Aloke Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapare Wade Gande Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapare Wade Navidya Pratichum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapare Wade Shabda Pratichum Soha. I take refuge in the three precious jewels. I confess all negative deeds. I rejoice in the merit of all beings. I maintain the enlightened attitude. Until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the exalted Sangha. In order to accomplish benefit for myself and all others, I generate the enlightened mind. And having generated this, I invite all beings to enjoy the supreme bliss. In order to benefit beings, may I attain enlightenment. I take refuge in the three precious jewels. I confess all negative deeds. I rejoice in the merit of all beings. I maintain the enlightened attitude. Until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the exalted Sangha. In order to accomplish benefit for myself and all others, I generate the enlightened mind, and having generated this enlightened attitude, I invite all beings to enjoy the supreme bliss. In order to benefit beings, may I attain enlightenment. I take refuge in the three precious jewels. I confess all negative deeds. I rejoice in the merit of all beings. I maintain the enlightened attitude. Until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the exalted Sangha. In order to accomplish benefit for myself and all others, I generate the enlightened mind, and having generated this enlightened attitude, I invite all beings to enjoy the supreme bliss. In order to benefit beings, may I attain enlightenment. May all beings have happiness in the cause of happiness. May all beings be free of suffering in the cause of suffering. May all beings never be parted from supreme happiness which is beyond suffering. May all beings remain in great equanimity which is beyond attachment and aversion. May all beings have happiness in the cause of happiness. May all beings be free of suffering in the cause of suffering. May all beings never be parted from supreme happiness which is beyond suffering. May all beings remain in great equanimity which is beyond attachment and aversion. May all beings have happiness in the cause of happiness. May all beings be free of suffering in the cause of suffering. May all beings never be parted from supreme happiness which is beyond suffering. May all beings remain in great equanimity which is beyond attachment and aversion. Om Swabhava Shuddha Sarvadharma Swabhava Shuddha Ham. Everything becomes empty. At this point, do meditation on emptiness of oneself, of the yidam, of the mere nomination of skandhas and elements for a brief moment. From within emptiness appears Pam, which becomes a white lotus, and Ah, which becomes a moon disk. On this is my mind in the form of a white Tam, radiating lights which accomplish the two benefits. On top of the lights are offering goddesses, bringing offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and returning, bringing the blessings and knowledge of them back. On the bottom, the lights are taras, transforming all beings into the state of Tara, and all those taras return. The lights and taras return, completely transforming me into the noble, wish-fulfilling wheel. My body is white. I have one face and two hands. My right hand is in the mudra of excellent generosity. At the level of my heart, the first and fourth fingers of my left hand holds the stem of an utpala flower, which has 3 stalks. The center stalk is blossoming, the right has fruit, and the left is closed. These 3 represent the Buddhas of the 3 times. I am adorned with jewels, and I am wearing various silk garments. At my back is a moon disk, and my feet rest in the Vajra position. At my forehead is a white Om, at my throat a red Ah, and at my heart a blue Hum. Upon a moon disk in my heart is a white Tam. It radiates lights and invokes from the Patala the noble wish-fulfilling wheel surrounded by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Jahum Bam Ho. Again from my heart, the light of the seed syllable radiates and invites the empowering deities. I request you to bestow on me your empowerment. Upon this supplication, the deities hold a vase filled with the nectar of wisdom. Om Sarva Tathagata Abhishekata Samaya Shriya Hum. They bestow empowerment with nectar, filling my body and purifying all stains. The excess overflows at my crown and transforms into a Matthias Buddha. Om Vajramrita Kundali Hana Hana Hum Fet. Om Swabhava Shuddha Sarvadharma Swabhava Shuddha Ham. Everything becomes empty. From within emptiness arises Om, from which arises a spacious and vast Torma vessel formed of gems. Within the vessel, the Om melts into light and becomes celestial substances. Drinking water, bathing water, flowers, incense, light, perfumed water, food and music, luminous and unobstructed, vast as the sky. Om Argam Ahum, Om Padyam Ahum, Om Pushpe Ahum, Om Dupe Ahum, Om Aloke Ahum, Om Gande Ahum, Om Navidya Ahum, Om Shabda Ahum. That's the blessing of the substances, and now you offer them. Om Aryatare Sapade Wade Argam Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapade Wade Padyam Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapade Wade Pushpe Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapade Wade Dupe Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapade Wade Aloke Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapade Wade Gande Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapade Wade Navidya Praticha Hum Soha. Om Aryatare Sapade Wade Shabda Praticha Hum Soha. Tare liberates from samsara. Tutare frees from the 8 fears. Ture protects from all sickness. Praise and prostration to the liberating one. The activities of kindness and knowledge of infinite Buddhas appear in the form of the beautiful goddess, the one who bestows long life and supreme siddhi to galaxies of beings. I praise the supreme white goddess who holds the Utpala flower. I have appeared as noble white Tara. In my heart center appears a white wheel with 8 spokes, a hub, and 3 rims. In the center, on top of a moon disk, is my mind in the form of the white syllable Tam, surrounded by Om and Ha, and the long life mantra Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Aya Punyajana Pushtam Kuru Soha. Further out on the 8 spokes are the 6 wisdom syllables Tare, Tutare, Ture, Soha. On the inner rim of the vowels circling counterclockwise. On the middle rim are the consonants circling clockwise. On the outer rim is the mantra of interdependent origination arranged clockwise. Vowels, consonants, and mantra we say silently. Multifaceted lights, the nature of nectar, radiate from the seed syllable and all the letters. The letters themselves are translucent lights. On the crown of my head sits the head of Tara's lineage family, the Buddha Amitayus. His body is red, with 1 face and 2 arms. He is holding a vase filled with the nectar of immortality. The vase rests in his 2 hands, which are in the mudra of samadhi. He is wearing silks and is adorned with jeweled ornaments. He is seated in full Vajra posture, and at his heart center is the red syllable Hri. From the rear Amitayus, heart lights are emitted. Dark blue lights go out and bring back purified element of space, which fills Amitayus' vase, overflows and descends, filling my body and making all channels proper. All diseases connected with space are eliminated. Green lights go out and bring back the essence of wind energy, and the purified wind energy fills the vase, overflows and fills my body. All faulty winds are made proper, and all the diseases connected to them are eliminated. Red lights go out and bring back the essence of fire, which fills the vase, overflows, and fills my body. My body temperature regulates as needed. All diseases connected with the fire element are eliminated. Milk white lights go out and bring back the essence of water, which fills the vase, overflows, and fills my body, which becomes moist and full. All diseases connected to the water element are eliminated. Yellow lights go out and bring back the purified element of earth, which fills the vase, overflows, and fills my body, and all solid elements become proper. All diseases of the earth element are eliminated, and I've received the city of long life, and my body is filled with bliss. Now, from the red lights in the form of hooks radiate in the 10 directions. My life force, which has been taken away, stolen, dispersed, and lost due to human and non-human forces, the essence of the 5 elements, the lifespan and merit of all beings, the glory and splendor of the 3 realms, all favorable circumstances and riches of the world, the blessings of the body, speech, and mind of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, all these come back in the form of multicolored lights and nectars and dissolve into the vase held by Amitayus. White nectar enters through the crown of my head and descends, melting into the wheel, the mantra circle, and the syllable at my heart center. It then continues to descend, filling my body, cleansing completely, purifying all the obscurations, sicknesses, negative influences, and obstacles to long life which I have accumulated. My lifespan, merit, degenerate vows, and promises are restored, and I attain the city of immortality 7 times. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Aya Punyajana Pustam Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Aya Punyajana Pustam Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Aya Punyajana Pustam Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Aya Punyajana Pustam Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Aya Punyajana Pustam Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Aya Punyajana Pustam Kuru Soha. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture Mama Aya Punya Jana Pushtam Kuru Soha. I am surrounded by a white wheel made of indestructible metal, similar to a cone. The tips of its 10 spokes in the cardinal intermediate upper and lower directions are very sharp. Turning clockwise, they cut all negative forces. Sparks burn away all obstacles and negative influences, which ignite like the burning wings of a bird. From the circle mantra in my heart center, white lights radiate, filling my body and alleviating illnesses, pacifying negative influences, negative deeds, obscurations, and obstacles to long life. The lights leave through the pores of my skin. A white dome surrounds my body, and I am aware of accomplishing all activities of pacification. Again, from the circle mantra in my heart center, yellow lights radiate, filling my body, increasing my merit, long life, and the wisdom gained from hearing, contemplation, and meditation. The lights leave through the pores of my skin. A yellow dome envelops the white dome, and I am aware of accomplishing all activities of increase. Again, from the circle mantra in my heart center, red lights radiate, bestowing the ability to influence the 3 spheres. The lights leave through the pores of my skin. The red dome envelops the yellow dome, and I am aware of accomplishing all activities of empowerment. Again, from the circle mantra in my heart center, deep blue lights radiate, bestowing the ability of the wrathful actions and the ability to cut dualism and ignorance. The lights leave through the pores of my skin, and I am aware of accomplishing all activities of subjugation. The blue dome envelops the red dome. Again, from the circle mantra in my heart center, green lights radiate, bestowing the ability to accomplish all goals. The lights leave through the pores of my skin. The green dome envelops the blue dome, and I am aware of accomplishing all activities. Again, from the circle mantra in my heart center, purple lights radiate, stabilizing all cities and activities. Lights leave through the pores of my skin, enveloping the green dome, and I am aware of all cities and activities being stabilized. The 6 domes have a spherical egg-like shape. They are so solid that they cannot be penetrated, even by the winds at the end of an eon. The empty spaces between the domes are filled with newly blossomed, tender blue lotus flowers, which sparkle with dewdrops. While you recite the mantra, do all of the above visualizations as well as the following ones. Imagine a white Tara in front of yourselves, and that's for people who are here, I'm explaining. That's white Tara there, and this is white Tara over here. Okay? So we have representations. That's actually green Tara, but the white Tara is there, so easy to. Okay? So while you recite the mantra, visualize Tara in front of yourself. With each mantra, you could imagine a duplicate Tara leaves that Tara, comes to your crown, dissolves into your central channel to reinforce the idea that you are now appearing as Tara with all the qualities of Buddha. Someone is sick, you put him or her in Tara's heart. Now Tara descends into you, and it's in your heart. So that's how we work this. You could or meditate on the emptiness of all the visualized lights, domes, etc., of oneself as Tara, and so forth. Please help me to develop my wisdom, my longevity, my merit. This is the meaning of the mantra, Om Tare Tu Tare Turi So. We do 1,000, I'll hold it count. You need a rosary? We have one inside. If you want, you wish. Stay there. Move this one. Om Tare Tutare Turi Soha. There's a confession mantra we say 3 times. You just listen and you're all right. Om Pamasava Samaya Manopalaya Pamasavtanopatish Dujudame Baba Sudishuma Baba Subishuma Baba Narakame Baba Sova Siddhi Me Prayachi Sova Koma Sukha Me Chiram Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sova Tata Gata Padma Mame Mancha Padma Baba Mas Maya Sarva Om Fat Om Pamasava Samaya Manopalaya Pamasavtanopatish Dujudame Baba Sudishuma Baba Subishuma Baba Narakame Baba Sarva Siddhi Me Prayachi Sova Koma Sukha Me Chiram Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Padma Mame Mancha Padma Baba Mas Maya Sarva Om Fat Om Pamasava Samaya Manopalaya Pamasavtanopatish Dujudame Baba Sudishuma Baba Subishuma Baba Narakame Baba Sarva Siddhi Me Prayachi Sova Koma Sukha Me Chiram Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tata Gata Padma Mame Mancha Padma Baba Mas Maya Sarva Om Fat Om Aryatari Sapade Vadya Gam Padyam Pushpe Dupe Aloke Gande Navidya Shabda Pratichohum Soha. Tare liberates from samsara. Tutare frees from the 8 fears. Ture protects from all sickness, praise and prostration to the liberating one. The activities of kindness and knowledge of infinite Buddhas appear in the form of the beautiful goddess, she who bestows long life and supreme siddhi to galaxies of beings. I praise the supreme white goddess who holds the Apollo flower. Turn to page 8. And we have homemade torma offering by the fashion designer, the lovely and talented Madame Leung. So, something unusual. Om Vajramrita Kundali Hana Hana Hom Fat. Om Swabhava Shuddha Sarvadharma Swabhava Shuddha Ham. Everything becomes empty. From within emptiness arises Om, from which arises a spacious and vast torma vessel formed of gems. Within the vessel, the Om melts into light, which transforms the torment into a vast ocean of inexhaustible wisdom. Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum. From the Tam in my heart center, lights radiate and invoke Tara, surrounded by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. With their straw-like tongues, they partake of the essence of the torma. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Idam Balimta Kaka Kai Kai. 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 Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Idam Balimta Ka Ka Kai Kai. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Argam Pratichum Soha. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Padyam Pratichum Soha. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Pushpe Pratichum Soha. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Dupe Pratichum Soha. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Aloke Pratichum Soha. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Gande Pratichum Soha. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Navidya Pratichum Soha. Om Aryatari Sapadiwadi Shabda Pratichum Soha. The acts of kindness and knowledge of infinite Buddhas appear in the form of the beautiful goddess, she who bestows long life and supreme siddhi to galaxies of beings. I praise the supreme white goddess who holds the Apollo flower. Victorious noble Tara, please grant me and all beings the blessings which purify all obstacles to long life. Please grant the city of immortality. One time. Om Pamasava Samaya Manopalaya Pamasavtanopatishta Drudame Baba Surashama Baba Subhishama Baba Naraktame Baba Sarva Siddhi Me Prayachi Sova Koma Sukha Me Chiram Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarva Tathagata Padma Mame Mocha Padma Baba Masamaya Sapa Aum Fat. Whatever mistakes I may have unknowingly committed by not being able to make the proper offerings and so forth, whatever misdeeds I may have done during this session, may you kindly forgive me. Please remain here together with these representations as long as samsara exists, and also grant health, long life, wealth, and all the cities. Om Supatishta Vajra Ye Soha. The jhana sattvas return to their abode, and the samaya sattvas dissolve into oneself. From the syllable in my heart center, rays of light emanate, causing the surroundings to melt into light, which absorbs into the protection wheel, which absorbs into the purple dome. Starting from the outside, the 6 domes dissolve into one another and then into me. I dissolve into the wheel at my heart center. This wheel dissolves into the circle mantra, which dissolves into the tam. The tam disappears gradually into emptiness. From within emptiness I reappear as Tara. At my forehead is an Om, at my throat is an Ah, and at my heart is a Hum. By this virtue may I swiftly accomplish white Tara. May all beings without exception be established at her level. When signs of untimely death appear, may Tara, the wish-fulfilling wheel, appear clearly and prevent my death. As a result of merits obtained from the recitation and meditation on Tara, may all obstacles, interferences, and negative influences be pacified. May immortality be experienced. Just to see, hear, and remember you eliminates all the signs of untimely death. Through all my successive lives, may I be protected by noble Tara and practice the sacred Dharma. So the third component of our 4-part presentation is the recommendation by His Holiness Dalai Lama to recite the prayer for the flourishing of Jay Sankapa's teachings. It's on our website as a cause for the swift return of our teacher, Lato Chögyam Rinpoche. Though he's the father, producer of all conquerors, as a conqueror's son, he produced the thought of upholding the conqueror's dharma in infinite worlds. Through this truth, may the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. When of yore in the presence of Buddha Indraketu, he made his vow, the conqueror and his offspring praised his powerful courage. Through this truth, may the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. That the lineage of pure view and conduct might spread, he offered a white crystal rosary to the sage, who gave him a conch and prophesied. Through this truth, may the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. His pure view free of eternity or destruction, his pure meditation cleansed of dark fading and fog, his pure conduct practiced according to the conqueror's orders. May the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. Learned, since he extensively sought out learning. Reverent, rightly applying it to himself. Good, dedicating all for beings and the doctrine. May the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. Through being sure that all scriptures, definitive and interpretive, were without contradiction, advice for one person's practice, he stopped all misconduct. May the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. Listening to explanation of the 3 Pitakas, realized teachings, practiced of the 3 trainings, his skilled and accomplished life story is amazing. May the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. Outwardly calm and subdued by the hearer's conduct, and inwardly trusting in the 2 stages practice, he allied without clash the good paths of Sutra and Tantra. May the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. Combining voidness explained as the causal vehicle with great bliss, achieved by method, the effect vehicle, heart essence of 80,000 Dharma bundles. May the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. By the power of the ocean of oath-bound doctrine protectors, like the main guardians of the 3 beings' paths, the quick-acting Lord Vaishravana Karmayama, may the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. In short, by the lasting of glorious gurus' lives, by the earth being full of good, learned, reverend holders of the teaching, and by the increase of power in its patrons, may the conqueror Losang's teachings flourish. So now we have our last component, Crown Ornament for the Wise, written by the first Dalai Lama, Gedun Drub, and it's praise of the 21 Taras. Why the 21? Different forms for different requests from people, different affinity with different people's minds. That's why the Buddhas emanate in all kinds of forms. So this is easy to understand, and it's an education in itself. To Arya Avalokiteshvara I bow down. Homage to exalted Tara, at whose lotus feet Vishnu, Brahma, Vriyapati, Ganesh, Ishvarya, Surya, and the other crown ornaments amongst the many gods most reverently offer worship. By the magical power of Avalokiteshvara's compassion, the knowledge, mercy, and strength of Buddhas past, present, and future manifest in the form of the beautiful goddess of action. At the feet of Tara, who protects from poverty, I bow down. Upon a pure lotus and moon symbolizing knowledge and voidness sits the emerald goddess, having 1 face and 2 arms. Homage to she bounding with youth, whose right leg outstretched and left withdrawn symbolize wisdom and method conjoined. Her bulging breasts are a treasure of non-samsaric bliss. Her moon-like face smiles brightly, and her wide, compassionate eyes gaze in serenity. Homage to the beautiful one of the rosewood forest. Homage to she whose delicate right hand, like a turquoise tree spreading its branches, stretches into the mudra supreme generosity, as though inviting sages to a festival of supreme city. Homage to she whose left hand is in the mudra bestowing refuge, which, symbolizing the three jewels, seems to call out, O you who have the 100 terrors, fear not, for I will quickly protect you. Homage to she with hands adorned with blue lotus flowers, that act as an inspiring whip, as though saying, be not attracted to samsaric pleasures, but enter into the city of great liberation. Homage to she who can conquer the Lord of Death, for by Buddha Amitabha, he radiant as a ruby, is she crowned. His hands in the meditation posture bear a bowl of ambrosia to bestow the city of immortality. Homage to she adorned with ornaments that embody each and every beauty of celestial wish-fulfilling gems made by the craftsman merit and wisdom. Like an emerald mountain clothed in rainbows, the upper part of her body is draped in celestial silks, and a panchalika skirt hugs her thin, supple waist. To her I bow down. And homage to the goddess at her right side, Marichi, peaceful in countenance, and emanating lights the color of the sun, and also to the goddess at her left, Akajati, wrathful, lustful, radiant, and the color of the sky. Homage to she whose skies are filled with myriads of goddesses skilled in dance and the 6 types of song, who hold up countless offerings such as white umbrellas, peacock fans, stringed instruments, and flute. The consorts of Vishnu, Indra, and Ishvara, and thousands of other enchanting immortal goddesses must compete in beauty merely with your servants. To the form of the exquisite goddess I bow down. From the vast billowing cloud of your compassion resounds the thunder of teaching sweet to hear. Seizing disciples in a rain of 8 branches, to she wise in reigning teachings I bow down. Ocean-like treasure of qualities who sees all things, who can describe you as you really are, for your unimpeded mind possesses 10 powers. To she gone to the end of knowledge I bow down. Although having found peace, she is moved by compassion, and with arms of compassion quickly carries to peace the being sinking in an ocean of misery. To she gone to the end of compassion I bow down. Her activities of pacifying, increasing, overpowering, and destroying, like tides of the ocean, pause not for a moment, but spontaneously roll on in an unbroken flow. To she gone to the end of action I bow down. Merely by remembering her feet, one is protected from the 8 terrifying agents and evil ghosts, and from terrors such as obstacles to liberation and omniscience. To she gone to the end of power I bow down. Therefore, O worthy refuge, I beseech you, protect living beings from diseases, ghosts, demons, untimely death, nightmares, evil omens, and every cause of terror. Protect us from the terrifying lying pride, who dwells on the mountain of wrong views, and who is an inflated mentality, holding itself better than others, and yielding a claw to degrade the world. Protect us from the terrifying elephant ignorance, who is not tamed by the sharp hooks of mindful alertness, and who, from confusion caused by drinking the alcohol of sensual indulgence, leads us down the wrong path through the sharp fangs of pain. Protect us from the terrifying fires of anger, which incite the wind of improper mental activity, and amidst swirling smoke clouds of wrong action, have power to burn down the forest of goodness. Protect us from the terrifying snake jealousy, who, attached to its nest of ignorance, is unable to bear seeing the wealth or prosperity of others, and instantly infects everything with poison. Protect us from the terrifying thief wrong view, who creates the dreadful wilds of inferior discipline and the stark deserts of eternalism and nihilism, and destroys the towns and hermitages of virtue and joy. Protect us from the terrifying shackles of miserliness that hold us in a lock of attachment difficult to spring, and bind living beings helplessly in the unbearable prison of cyclic existence. Protect us from the terrifying waters of desire that carry us in the current of samsara so hard to ford, and that conditions by violent winds of karma, tossing waves of birth, sickness, old age, and death. Protect us from the terrifying ghost doubt, the malignant spirit who moves in the space of ignorance, attacking those with interest in ultimate aims and disturbing the life of freedom. By the power of this praise and supplication to you, may the conditions opposing dharmic practice be compelled. May all circumstances, such as long life, merits, glory, and prosperity, be produced. May all beings be cared for by Buddha Amitabha and led to the Pure Land Sukhavati, and without the hundredfold difficulty, may they quickly touch the ground of enlightenment. May I always remember my previous lives. May I never be separated from the enlightened attitude, and firmly, as the river flows, may I persevere in seeking the vast ways of the Bodhisattvas. Never hoping to benefit myself alone, solely for others may I absorb myself in the quest, and may I produce the conditions that actually benefit others, such as mystic vision, clairvoyance, skill in teaching, and patience. May I never be faint in furthering through infinite fields the holy teachings of the victorious ones, and in order constantly to fulfill the needs of living beings, may I quickly and easily gain the stage of a Buddha. So this concludes today's presentation. Our next presentation is Monday night, the 8th. Is that the 8th? Yes, the 8th. At 7 o'clock. That's our Dharma class, the continuing presentation of the Lamrim. For those who are sick, and we dedicate also to our sister Maya, who's undergoing health problems, and also to Lori Rankin. So I hope our prayers are successful. Thank you for your patient listening. Big love to all of you.